Hi, I'm Fatima Bay, the Mind Shifter, and I'm going to show you something. This is you. This is what your culture has taught you. Our culture teaches us many different things. Keep going. Our culture teaches us many different things. Our culture tells us what we can and can't do. Our culture tells us what our roles are. What has your culture taught you? What has your culture wrapped around your mind and taught you what you can and can't do? Who you are, who you aren't, what your restrictions are, that dream, that goal that you have. What is your culture telling you about it that you can't do it? Is your culture wrapping around your mind just like this? Telling you what you can and can't do? Who you are, who you aren't? Our culture, no matter where you're from, whether you're from Nigeria, Guatemala, Russia, US, I could just name any country in the world, doesn't matter. Your culture is teaching you who you are and giving you restrictions. Your culture is doing this to you. It is not allowing you to move. Our culture keeps us trapped. It keeps our minds trapped. Layers and layers of lies that our cultures have taught us. You're a man, you can't do this. You're a woman, you can't do that. You came from the ghetto, you can't go nowhere. Your family's a racist, you have to be one too. Whatever your culture has taught you, they are lies. And they wrap around our minds and they restrict us. In order to be less restricted, in order for our minds to be free, we can't just bust out of it. That's not reality. I could take the hair scissors and cut this off of her, but that's not reality. Reality is it didn't take overnight for those lies to get wrapped around your brain and cause you to freeze from what you're called to do. The real you, we can see you, but the real you is trapped underneath the lies your culture has taught you. The real you can't get out and can't move because you have all these restrictions in your mind of what you can and can't do. They are lies. And just like we can see her through the lies, we can still see her, but she's restricted. So is your mind. Our cultures do that to us. No matter where you're from, no matter what culture you're talking about, all of them contain some lies. Some truths and some great things, but they all contain some lies about who you are and who you aren't. The real you is usually trapped underneath there, unable to move, and that's why you're uncomfortable, and that's why you're not happy, because you're not you. You're trapped under the lies your culture has taught you. So if you want to get out of those lies, you can't just break free from them. They don't just cut off and instant presto changeo, they're gone. They didn't get there overnight. They're not going to get undone overnight. You have to peel them away, layer by layer. You have to start to realize, wait a minute, just because grandma did it that way doesn't mean I have to. Wait a minute, just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I can't do X, Y, Z. Just because I'm black, just because I'm this and I'm that, because I come from this family, I can't do this, I can't do that. I can't do that, I don't have a degree. I can't do this because I don't have all, they say I'm supposed to do this first and that. No, those are all a bunch of lies. Your culture has taught you a lot of things. You have to unwrap them layer by layer, bit by bit, before you can break free. What lies has your culture taught you? I challenge you today to examine yourself. Examine yourself, examine your life, most specifically, examine your thinking, your mind. What are those things that you just always wanted to do, you haven't done because your culture has taught you it's not okay to do? Your culture has taught you what you're supposed to be. And do you know, is there something inside you that knows I'm supposed to be whatever that thing is? But your culture has taught you otherwise. Your culture has taught you as a man, you can't cry because that's sissy. Whatever it is, There are different details for every culture. Whatever that thing is, you need to unwrap it. Begin to examine your mind so you can unwrap the lies your culture has taught you. Break free. I'm Fatima Bay, the Mind Shifter.